Welcome back to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Thank you for staying with us. Frustrated teachers of the Gordon and Walcott Memorial Methodist School made a loud statement on Tuesday by staging a walkout in protest of unsatisfactory working conditions. The Ministry of Education was forced to put out an urgent notice requesting parents to pick up their children, and school was dismissed at midday. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
Tuesday the 15th of October was a happy day for the students of the Gordon and Walcott Memorial Methodist School, but not so much for the teachers of the said school, and even worse for the parents of the students at the school. The mixed bag of emotions was due to a walkout staged by teachers of the Castries Learning Institution, which led to the early dismissal of classes, which in turn forced parents to pick up their children earlier than usual. Principal Margaret Gabriel did not wish to go into details, stating that she did not have all the facts of the matter. She did, however, reveal that the issue is being looked into and will hopefully be addressed speedily.
There have been concerns about the health and so on of our teachers and students and staff. So an assessment was done, and to err on precaution, the teachers have left, so we have asked the parents to come in and collect their children until further assessment can be done and the situation can be addressed by the Ministry of Education.
The Methodist school consists of just under 300 students. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
Hilary Herman is back at the head of the Bordelais Correctional Facility for the third time, and he's pulling no punches as he reveals that the facility has deteriorated in more ways than one, and he intends to restore it to the standards it once had. Herman previously served in that capacity from 2002 to 2008 and from 2009 to 2014.
Hilary Herman is back for the third time, and he means big business. 5 days into his new term as the director of the Bordelais Correctional Facility, he stated that there has been a serious case of deterioration in operations, and he plans to fix that problem.
This is my third time. Well, what we need to do is go back to what we used to have. I think we've become complacent. I think there's a lot of revamping to do. To go back to standard policies and procedures, and I think this incident really directs that needs to happen. If you look back on the history of Bordelais, when we transitioned from Her Majesty's Prison to the Bordelais Correctional Facility, we were hovering somewhere around 68% recidivism rate. 10 years later, we were somewhere around 32%. So we've done some things right. We just need to recapture what we did during those glory years and reconnect and do what we did then. It's not rocket science. We just need the support, and a lot of people would think that we require money to do it. A lot of it does not require money. A lot of it is just counseling. A lot of it is life skills to teach inmates and to help them understand their behaviors needs to change. And we can do that. We can do that. And I'm confident that we can do that.
When asked why he decided to take up the position for the third time, Herman said it was his calling.
I think I have a contribution to make. I think I still have a contribution to make. And I think the opportunity is there. There are not too many people knocking for this job. I would think you would know that. I think I'm still capable of bringing the institution back to what it used to be, or what it can be.
But seeing that you were there twice.
Yes.
What is that something that causes you not when you applied for it?
Well, obviously it is. It has. Well, it has deteriorated quite a bit, both in infrastructure and complacency and personnel. It has deteriorated. Corrections is a calling. Not too many people want it. Not too many people have it. So what you find is I'm available. The opportunity came. I'm here.
Herman said under his watch, the facility will be more transparent to the media and the general public as a whole.
Well, I think you recall during my tenure, I think light is the best antiseptic. And I think the more we allow people in to see what's going on there, there's nothing to hide. The more we allow you, the media, to come in and see what happens in there, the better it is. and under my watch, it will be an open.
Herman's statement was made during a Tuesday morning press conference. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
October is Creole Heritage Month, and it's an opportunity to immerse ourselves in Creole culture and traditions. Hot 7 News wanted to find out about traditional games played by older generations and maybe even still today. We asked you, the public, to take a trip down memory lane and share some of your favorite traditional childhood games. Solange Alfred tells us more.
As part of Creole Heritage Month, here at Hot 7 TV, we're asking you, members of the public, about traditions of your past. The first one being your childhood games. Here's what you had to say.
Well, when I was younger, I played tiki-talk. I played running randolls. I played cricket, like Ali Goes in Show. Went to the river and catch crayfish. We played games like nay hiding, trying to find the people hiding in the bush. We played lots of games. We had lots of fun, especially with my mom. And when it was our birthday, she used to bring us by the river and make a party by the river for us. So we had lots of fun because we had banana way in the bush. So we had lots of fun.
What I could remember and my favorite was the morel. Then I remember the rondel. We used to make the balls out of plastic bags. We used to go and gather a lot of plastic bags to make the balls to use for that game. What again? I remember we used to do skipping ropes out of elastics, lend juice, but we used to use the rubber bands. They used to do, like, you know, they put in the children in their head, not in the bubblers now, but we used to use that elastics to, jump rope with that. But we used to use the lend juice to do to jump ropes. We used to call that jump rope that time. Titi talk time when they have a wake. Nowadays, when they have a wake, people focus on rum and them things. But in my days, when they had a wake, I used to want to go and play titi talk. Hear old stories about ghosts and them things. But now that changed. I wish I could bring that back for my children to know about it. Then we used to have that thing. They used to make some cars out of woods. We used to have that riding cabaret. We used to take rides in that long ago. All that, but them things.
The sort of games, we played games. My granddaughter often asked me how was life before internet and without internet. And I told her we used to play something called tiki-talk. And she said, well, that's abusive. I talked about us playing cards, us being able to play after dark because we don't have to go and watch TV. We don't have TV to watch. But the best takeout I have in terms of the difference between now and back then and the need for us to appreciate is encapsulated in the following, is that in those days we took photos in black and white, but they have left us with very colorful memories.
Now you know what I love again? The bassin. We used to, summertime, we go to the bassin. That's I cannot, they say river now, but long ago it was bassin. We all go and have a little picnic there. We go and look for crabs, we go and look for crayfish. I personally used to use the coconut. When after I finished eating the coconut, I used to just use the thing from it, and just for my skin. Yeah. And the famous Mommy and Daddy long ago. I know a lot of people know about that game, Mommy and Daddy.
I don't remember any traditional games, but I can remember playing games as a child. Chinese skip is one, marbles, jacks, what's the other one? Ringles? Oh, Pingles or Pinky Do, remember that? Yeah. We played that, and we played cups and rubbers, but that's not traditionally Creole. Yeah, that's what I remember.
Maman moi ek papa moi teni 10 5 filles, 5 garçons. Ek dernier garçon, moi c'est dernier fille. Nous te ka fait on chay misi bay ensemble, accordé nous te fait ensemble. Nous te ka jouer ball en mer, nous te ka pêcher poisson, la nyo ba yo kuye paloude.
nous avons cherché ça au sajouin sans sable là. Et que nous vivons là, nous avons tué ça, manger. Nous avons joué penchant. Là, nous avons cherché différents jouets. Nous avons joué les ossuets. On hold cette nos communauté. Nous avons assez joué cache-mabal. Et tout l'autre différents jouets. Où tu as joué là où maman. Nous avons joué cricket, football, mab. On shy by, nous avons fait ensemble.
We played with the caboose. We drive that down the road, you know. We usually take pieces of wood and pieces of flat wood and slide down the hill with it because we live in a marshy area and we slide down the hill and when we reach at the bottom we stop. Or sometimes we roll off, sometimes we don't reach at the bottom, you know, so that's what we used to do. And sometimes if it rains, we make some little ships and we put it in a little gutter and we make it go along the river and, you know, enjoy ourselves. So that's what we do during our childhood.
Many took a trip down memory lane to remind us of some of those amazing games that we all used to play in our childhood. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Thank you, Solange. In 2016, USAID launched its Community, Family and Youth Resilience Program. This program is geared toward high-risk communities to build social, leadership and workforce readiness skills in youth. Program officials have partnered with the Ministry of Education to help revolutionize the education sector. In order to build employment opportunities, the USAID Computer Coding and Robotics program was developed in schools, and teachers say it is having a great impact on youth.
Under the USAID Computer Coding and Robotics program, 4 secondary schools on island were adapted to offer computer coding and robotics in the curriculum. The Computer Coding and Robotics program was launched by the Ministry of Education in collaboration with USAID in March of 2018 and involved the outfitting of 4 secondary schools on island, namely Beanfield Secondary, the Bocage Secondary School, the Grand Riviere Secondary School, and the Soufrière Comprehensive Secondary School, with the materials required to facilitate lectures in computer coding and robotics. Teacher at the Soufrière Comprehensive Secondary School, Anna K. Bodu, says the initiative was timely and prepares students for careers in the ever-expanding field of robotics.
One of the fastest growing fields in any industry or in any country at this point in time is the tech field. So robotics, programming, computers, all of these things fall in that field. When students get interested in robotics or when they get into robotics, they learn how to program first of all. And when they learn how to program, they can do that from anywhere. So they can get a job here in St. Lucia, program on their laptop here in St. Lucia, and it moves a robot that's somewhere in California. Okay, so it broadens your horizons in terms of jobs. It widens your scope in terms of how you think, encourages critical thinking, problem solving, analysis, and all of that. And it also, like I said, makes more opportunities for people.
Part of the rationale for the development of this program was born of the need to modernize the school curriculum. Many students are said to be unmotivated by the traditional curriculum. Bodo says by immersing students in technology, teachers have been able to captivate even the most wayward.
To work in any of these fields, you do not necessarily need the book knowledge. You need a certain mindset and a certain way of tackling things. And in a lot of instances, our school system fails students in that regard. Because of the way the system is set up, teachers and students alike have no choice but to conform. So we have a curriculum that doesn't really encourage these things. Our schools themselves, they're not, the school environment does not facilitate learning as best as it possibly can. So it does facilitate it, but not to the degree that we need it to facilitate it. So what you find is a lot of students don't want to come to school. It's not nice there.
During a recent exhibition, Bodo says members of the public showed major interest in the field of robotics, but were disappointed in the lack of training currently available on island.
Like I said, there's nothing that I can direct them to say, okay, if you're really interested, you can go here, you can sign up here, and then they'll teach you whatever. So that's one aspect of it that I see needs some attention.
Throughout the course of the program, students will be monitored for any changes in their general outlook, academic performance, attendance, discipline, skill acquisition, and self-efficiency, among other attributes. The outcome of this pilot program will be used to inform future endeavors in the teaching of computer coding and robotics in schools. The pilot of this program will conclude in 2020. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Odin.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more news coming up after the break.